Hello student, today we are going to learn Gauss law and its application. First we will see what are the point we are going to discuss. Okay, the first point we are going to discuss what is Gauss law. Okay, second point, proof, what is proof of Gauss law. Okay, the third point, electric flux. Okay, we are going to discuss what is electric flux. Fourth point, what is Weber. Okay, the next point, SI unit and dimensional formula for flux. Okay, then we are going to see application of Gauss law. Okay, there are three applications of Gauss law we are going to see. The first application, thin rod, which is a positively charged rod. We are going to see what is the electric field due to the thin positive charged rod. Okay, thin wire also we can take it. The second one, we are taken as a sheet, what is the net electric field due to the sheet. Okay, this and all will come from application of Gauss law. Okay, third one, we have two parallel plate. Okay, both is the positive. What is the net electric field? Okay, so what is the net electric field at the center? Okay, the next case we are going to see, one plate is positive, another plate is negative. What is the net electric field? Okay, there are 3 points we are going to discuss. Okay, one is here, another one is here, P, Q, R. Okay, all 3 points we are going to see what is the electric field. Okay, the next case, both the plate will be negative. Then what is the electric field due to the point P, point Q, point R. Okay, today we are going to learn all the concepts from Gauss law and its application. Okay, first we will take it, what is Gauss law? State Gauss law. So Gauss law we can take it as a electric flux is going to be Q naught times of net charge times of epsilon naught. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, so this direct definition we can write as what is Gauss law. Okay, next we will see, in case we are given charge is 2 microcoulombs. Okay, 2 microcoulombs, they are asked what is flux. So flux is equal to charge divided by epsilon naught. Easily from the charge to flux we can calculate, it's going to be 2 into 10 power minus 6 because of microcoulombs divided by 8.85 into 10 power minus 12. Okay, this calculation will get us whatever value. So some x flux will get, that's going to be the unit of Weber. The flux unit we can take it as a Weber. Okay, next we are going to do proof of Gauss law, just a proof. Okay, so phi is equal to Q divided by epsilon naught. How they got this equation? So we have positive charge here. From positive charge, electric field will be outwards. I consider as a Gaussian surface. Okay, so electric field will be pointing this direction. Area of this particular point will be pointing this direction. So area and electric field will be pointing in the same direction. The angle is going to be 0 degree. Electric field and area angle will be 0 degree. Okay, so we know electric flux. That also I am going to explain. Electric flux is equal to EA cos theta. Okay, so this we can take it as electric flux. So D flux is equal to EDA cos theta cos 0 degree, because electric field and area vector is acting in the same direction. Electric field and area vector will be acting in the same direction. The charge is placed in like a sphere. Okay, so this is called Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface also will be a sphere. Okay, surface area of the sphere will be 4 pi r square. Okay, so we can write like this, it's going to be the closed integral. Only it's sphere, cube, circle and like a cylinder, only that place you can apply this closed integral. Integration of d phi, it's going to be the phi, total flux. Integration of d phi is going to be the total flux. It's going to be E integration of dA. Okay, integration of dA, surface area of the sphere, it's going to be 4 pi r square, surface area of the sphere. Cos 0 degree is going to be the 1. Okay, so what is electric field? Electric field is equal to force per unit charge. Electric field is equal to force per unit charge. So 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by r square divided by Q get cancelled. So finally I am going to prove what is the flux formula according to the Gauss. EA cos theta, E will be 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by r square into 4 pi r square. So 4 pi get cancelled, r square get cancelled. So total electric flux is equal to Q divided by epsilon naught, which is the Gauss law proof. Okay, we proved Gauss law. Okay, next statement, what is flux? What is the unit of flux? SI unit of flux and dimensional formula for flux. Electric flux is equal to electric field into area cos theta. Okay. So electric field is a vector quantity, area is the vector quantity. Okay. Area usually will be taken as a scalar, but in this case area will be the vector. Okay. I consider as a rectangular loop like this. Electric field will be pointing like this. Okay. Electric field direction, uniform electric field will be this side. So this area vector will be this side. Area vector always perpendicular to the area. Area vector and electric field is in the same direction. Here flux will be maximum. Flux will be maximum. Okay. The next case, I am taken as a minimum flux. See here, I am taken perpendicular like this area. Okay. Now area vector will be this side. Area vector and electric field will be 90 degree. Okay. So flux will be minimum. The number of lines crossing per unit area is going to be very less. It's going to be zero flux. Okay. So only cos will be suitable for this. Reason, cos 0 degree will be maximum. Cos 90 degree will be minimum. Okay. Will be minimum 0. Okay. So only cos will be suitable, EA cos theta. So that's the reason flux is equal to EA cos theta. So now we explained why we are writing here it's a cos theta. Okay. Cos theta is representing as the dot product E dot A. Okay. If you can write cos theta, otherwise you can write as the dot. Okay. So total electric flux. Whenever you are getting cos theta, which is going to be the scalar quantity. It is we are taken as a vector quantity. Electric field is a vector quantity. Area vector is a vector. Area is a vector quantity. When we are multiplying this two, it's going to be a scalar quantity. Multiplication of two vector will be scalar when we are multiplying with cos theta. Okay. So electric flux is equal to E A cos theta or E vector dot A vector. But flux is a scalar quantity. Final output will be the scalar quantity. Now we are going to see unit of flux. Okay. SI unit of flux. SI unit of flux. Flux will be the Weber. Electric field and the area. It's going to be the Weber. Okay. Weber, it's a unit of electric flux. Electric field is force per unit charge. Electric field is equal to force per unit charge. So force unit will be Newton, charge unit will be coulombs. Area unit will be meter square. Very simple. Okay. Now final SI unit, Newton we know kg meter second minus 2 into meter divided by coulombs, meter square because of area. Meter square meter will get as a meter cube. So the next step kg meter cube second minus 2 coulombs from denominator we are taken as numerator, coulombs inverse will take. Okay. Next. So current is equal to charge by time. So charge is equal to current into time. So 1 coulombs is equal to ampere into second because we don't have a dimensional formula for coulombs. So kg meter cube second minus 2 coulombs we can write ampere into second, it's going to be the inverse. So kg meter cube second minus 2 ampere inverse second inverse. Now we are solving what is the final unit of Weber. Okay. So kg meter cube second minus 3 because minus 2 minus 1 will have minus 3 and ampere inverse and ampere inverse. Okay. Dimensional formula m power 1 L power 3 T power minus 3 A inverse. Okay. This is a dimensional formula for flux and it is a final SI unit of electric flux. Magnetic flux is different. Okay. The next one we are going to learn application of Gauss law. So application of Gauss law. The first application, I have thin uniform rod. What is the electric field due to the thin uniform charged wire or thin rod also we can take it. It's a positively charged body. Okay. Now we are going to see what is the electric field due to the thin uniform charged rod. Okay. Before that you need to know what is the charge density. Okay. So there are three different types of charge densities there. So for lambda, charge per unit length. So for sigma, charge per unit area. For rho, charge per unit volume. It is only applicable for line. So which we are learning now. Okay, this is only applicable for area and this is only applicable for volume. Okay, it is for one dimension view, it is for two dimension view, it is for three dimension view. Okay, so everything is a charge density. Charge density per unit length is for line. Charge density per unit area, it's going to be the volume, area. Charge density per unit volume is going to be the density of volume. Okay. So now we'll be continuing with the line. Okay, when the thin rod is charged, okay, so electric field will be pointing outwards, from plus electric field always will be pointing outwards. Okay, I consider as a Gaussian surface look like a cylinder, it's similar to the source. Okay, it's considered as a Gaussian surface. The radius of the cylinder or height of the cylinder is going to be the L. Okay, so I am taken smaller area here which is acting this side, electric field also will be acting this side. So theta will be 0 degree, angle between E and A will be 0 degree. Okay, so electric flux is equal to, it is closed integral of EdA cos theta, cos 0 degree, will be 1. Okay, closed integral of dA. So integral of dA is going to be the surface area of the cylinder. So 2 pi r L. It's very simple. It's going to be the electric flux. Now already we know this, we will take it as equation 1. Already we know Gauss law. So Gauss law, electric flux is equal to Q divided by epsilon naught. It's very simple. So both the equation I am equaling. Okay, so when you equal both the equation, E 2 pi r epsilon naught, 2 pi r, okay, is equal to Q divided by epsilon naught. Equation 1 and 2 just both is representing as a flux, just I made it as a equal. So electric field is equal to, finally electric field is equal to Q divided by 2 pi epsilon naught r, and L will get. Okay, Q divided by L, it is going to be charge density per unit length. Charge per unit length we can take it as a charge density. So electric field is equal to, it's going to be lambda divided by 2 pi epsilon naught times of r. Okay, or if you want 4 pi epsilon naught, easily 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 power 9, easily you can calculate. If you want 4 pi, you can going to be 2 lambda divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into r. Like this way also you can write the formula. Okay, next equation, we are going to learn what is electric field due to the sheet. Second one, what is electric field, net electric field due to the sheet. Okay, so sheet means will come under the area. Okay, so this also very simple equation. We have plus. Okay, so here I consider left side 1 and right side 1. I consider left I am calling it's L, right I am calling as R. Okay, it is electric field is passing like this. Here I am taken as a smaller area dA. Okay, left side. Right side also electric field will be outwards, from plus outwards, dA I consider as here, electric field will be this side. Okay, in this case also electric field and area vector will be same direction. So right side also electric field and area will be the same direction. Okay, both the side will be the same direction, electric field and area. Angle will be here also 0 degree, here also 0 degree. Okay, now what is the net electric flux? Net electric flux is equal to flux left side plus flux right side. Okay, now what is flux left side? So it's going to be closed integral of EdA cos theta, cos 0 degree. Okay, plus closed integral of EdA cos 0 degree. Cos 0 degree answer will be 1. Okay, so closed integral of EdA plus closed integral of EdA. EdA is going to be represented as a A. Okay, EA plus EA, it's going to be 2 times of EA. It's very simple. So which is going to call as the net flux. Okay, so according this equation 1 we can take it, equation 1. Okay, so right now we are in a second application of Gauss law. So Gauss law, it's going to be Q divided by epsilon naught. It's going to be the equation 2. So just I made it as a equal, equation 1 and equation 2. 2EA is equal to Q divided by epsilon naught. If you want what is the net electric field, E is equal to Q divided by 2A epsilon naught. This value already I represented, Q divided by A already I represented, is going to be the sigma, sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught. This is a electric field due to the uniform long charged sheet. Okay, next one, 2 parallel plates we are going to see. So third application, 2 parallel plate. So we have here it is a plus 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 plus, the another plate also we have plus. Okay, first we will see both is a plus, next one is plus, another one is minus, we will see. Okay, so from plus electric field will be outwards, this is plate 1, it is plate 2. Okay, plus will be electric field will be outwards, E1 will be outwards. There are 3 points we are going to take it, P, Q, R. All the 3 points, electric field will be outwards, E1 will be outwards because of plate 1. Okay. Because of plate 1, E1 will be outwards. Okay. So, because of plate 2, E2 also will be outwards. E2 will be outwards, E2 will be outwards, and E2 will be outwards. From plus, electric field will be always outwards. Okay. First, at the point of P, E1, E net we are measuring at the point of P. Okay. So, both is in same direction, E1 plus E2. Opposite direction means you can subtract. Okay. So, now E1 is how much? Sigma 1 divided by 2 epsilon naught. Now only we learned what is electric field due to the sheet. Okay. E2 sigma 2 divided by 2 epsilon naught. So, both is equal sigma only, charge density. Sigma 1 is equal to sigma 2. So, finally, we will get at the point of P, at net electric field at the point of P is equal to 2 times of sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught. 2 get cancelled, sigma divided by epsilon naught. Okay. It is at the point of P. Okay. Next, at the point of Q. At the point of Q. So, E net, both is opposite direction. E1 minus E2, both is in the opposite direction. Sigma 1 divided by 2 epsilon naught minus sigma 2 divided by 2 epsilon naught. Okay. So, when this and this will be equal, sigma 1 is equal to sigma 2, this is going to get cancelled. So, E net will be 0. Okay. Then, the next point at the point of R. At the point of R. So, E net is equal to, at the point of R, both will be pointing in the same direction. E1 and E2 will be pointing in the same direction. So, we can add. So, E1 plus E1 plus E2. So, sigma 1 divided by 2 epsilon naught, sigma 2 divided by epsilon naught, 2 epsilon naught plus sigma 2 divided by 2 epsilon naught. Both is equal means sigma 2 times of sigma divided by epsilon naught, 2 times of sigma divided by 2 epsilon. 2 to get cancelled, sigma divided by epsilon naught is going to be the outside. Okay. Using this same concept, you can use this one for plus plus plus, for plus plus plus. The next one minus 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 minus. Okay. So, we want 3 different point P, Q, R. Okay. Because of plus will be outwards. E1 will be outwards, E1 will be outwards, E1 will be outwards. Okay. Because of plate 2, negative always electric field will be pointing. E2 will be towards, E2 will be towards, and E2 will be towards. Okay. See, observe this. At P point, E1 and E2 will be same opposite side 0. Okay. At R point, E1 and E2 will be opposite direction, will be 0. Okay. At center, at Q point will be the same direction. Okay. At Q point it will be the same direction. E net is equal to E1 plus E2. That's going to be the sigma divided by epsilon naught. Okay. Next, what we are going to take it, both the plate is a negative. Both the plate is negative. Both the plate is negative. What is the net electric field at the point of P, Q, R? Okay. It is a plate 1 and it is plate 2. Okay. So, for minus, electric field will be always towards. E1 will be towards. For plate 1, E1 will be towards, E1 will be towards. Okay. For plate 2 also will be towards, E2 will be towards, E2 will be towards, and U2 will be towards. Okay. So, see, at the point P, both is opposite direction, both is in the same direction, we will get sigma divided by epsilon naught. Okay. At the point of Q, both is in opposite direction, we will get 0. Okay. At the point of R, both which will be in the same direction, sigma divided by epsilon naught. The conclusion of this parallel plate, when both the plate is positive, center will be the maximum. When both the plate, one is positive, one is negative, center will be the maximum electric field, sigma divided by epsilon naught. Okay. When both the plate positive or negative, center will be the 0. Okay. So, positive, both the plate will be positive, center will be 0. Both the plate negative also, center will be 0. Okay. So, from conclusion, when both the plate equal and opposite, the electric field will be stored at center. Okay. When both the plate will be in the same poles, means the center will be 0. Okay. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for watching my channel. Thank you everyone.